Medical doctor Dr. Chris Reynolds responds to questions about the therapeutic benefits of wheatgrass. Does wheatgrass work for sunburn?
Oh, it certainly does. In fact, it's the only thing I've ever come across that actually reduces the pain and the swelling and the inflammation. Wheatgrass is a natural anti-inflammatory and a natural surface painkiller, as far as we know, through what we call substance P, which is a neurotransmitter that transmits pain sensation to the brain, and it helps to stop that. But with simple sunburn, it's really quite extraordinary. If you put it on at night, you'll find that if it's a child, they'll sleep. It releases the tension, relaxes it, and makes life more comfortable. And the next day, the skin may peel, but the pain will be much, much better than you'd expect from doing nothing or applying the basic salves that are available. But it's not just sunburn where wheatgrass works. It works for third-degree burns as well. And I've seen this myself in India, in a burns unit, run by a very professional burn surgeon who's now using the skin recovery spray that we have. That's basically the wheatgrass extract, not the green grass, but we extract the bioactives from that. And their responses that they're getting are really quite striking. And but for second-degree burns, for lesser burns, or that, it's if you get it on, the important thing is to get it on straight away. And when it comes to first aid, it's better to put it on straight away and then soak it, leave it on for a couple of minutes, and then soak the part under water for probably 15-20 minutes. This helps to reduce the swelling, the inflammation, the pain, and often these patients are, with second-degree burns, often back at work the next day, rather than if they're not treated. And most of the treatments we have really don't do anything to reduce inflammation, to prevent infection. Silver sulfadiazine is a topical antibiotic, but it's very limited in what it can do in preventing infection. The patient, does generally recover much, much quicker. I've never had an infected burn since I started using wheatgrass, which I think speaks for itself, because that's one of the major complications of burns. If they're large burns, these patients go to hospital. But as I said, the surgeon was actually using the extract in this hospital in India, and now they're going to proceed with a proper clinical trial. Well, they're actually it's underway at the moment, and we expect to see some very good results from that. Another thing is that one of the complications of severe burns is contractures, burns contractures. On our website there's an example of this, and this was actually when I was in India. This patient had severe burns to his chest. He was a young man, 23 years old. It was an industrial accident, and the whole of his forearms, or his upper arms and his chest, and that was severely burnt. And he was only 3 months old, this wound, but he was contractures. He couldn't elevate his arms above the horizontal. And he was quite bitter about that, because he was gradually going to pull him down. That's what happens with burns contractures. And I had some of the product that I had, the spray that I put just on this area here. And this was while the consultant was present. And that was with her permission. And within about 10 minutes, he had his arms up here, and everybody was. But I've seen this happen before, and I don't know of anything else that can actually do that. I'm sure there's other things around that probably natural products that can actually help with that. But how it loosens up that connective tissue and those contractures, I have no idea. But I've seen it happen. I've done it in clinical practice with other burns patients. Sunburn really, it's not a terribly serious issue. It can be very painful, and that's the way I'd go. Well, that's the way I have done many times. And it's something that you can treat yourself with as well, and I think that's important.